What is the best business for women to start? Now, having started multiple businesses in my lifetime, I love this conversation, and I could probably do an entire YouTube channel just on women-owned businesses and how to start them, whether you need capital or not. Specifically today, I want to talk about 3 different kinds of businesses that I think are the best for women. Number 1, what are the fast business models? What are things you can just get up and moving quickly? Second, what are those that actually are more wealth building centric, meaning they're actually going to build wealth over time, not just some immediate cash flow? And the third thing is, how do you align them to your life goals? Having a personal life and a professional life is way too much work. Women, get a life, one big integrated life, put it together. That includes being a mom, that includes being a partner or spouse. It just includes everything. So how do you have this integrated life? Let's begin. So some statistics. In 2020, during the pandemic, 50% of the businesses were started by women. And the statistic between 2019 and 2020 is 29% of women started businesses in 2019, 47% started in 2020. So significant increase in women's own businesses. There's a lot of benefits for them, tax reasons for that. There's a lot of also grants and incentives for women-owned businesses. So men out there, if you don't have a woman on your team, even if you give them a small percent of the business, it's worth it for many, many reasons. So what are the fastest businesses for women to start? Let's go through a couple statistics. So just in general, the women-owned businesses generate $1.9 trillion annually in the United States. Only 2% of venture capital funding goes to women founders, though, because capital through my entire career, now 25 years doing the big table, 30 years in totality of working in this space, in this industry, the capital raising, the funding events, all of those, even Invest USA, all these different events, they're heavily men-centric, private equity-centric, and family office-centric. Why don't women move that direction? Not sure. Also, it's an interesting door to walk through as a woman who's in a very male-dominated space. So women, what are the fastest cash machines you could start? What can you do to create fast cash? So online coaching or consulting, a version of what I'm doing, is very, very quick to monetize and very quick to then sustain if you actually have some expertise in those areas. E-commerce or drop shipping. I have lots and lots of women who do that. But in addition to just doing the e-commerce or the drop shipping, pick up things like Stitch Fix. They are paying people, men and women across the country, to actually be the image consultant. So it comes out in a software, people put their sizes in, and then you get to consult and actually get to, handpick and design what they're actually wearing. There's all sorts of little consulting gigs within other people's gigs that you can pick up all sorts of extra fast cash. The other would be content. Content creation is enormous. So whether you're helping somebody do content creation for YouTube channels, for any social media channels, LinkedIn channels, just helping people create content. Now, all that being said, I also have a lot of women becoming clients, and their first thing is, I'm going to design an online course. That is not how I would tell you to start. You don't design a 6-8 week course. That was something that happened during COVID. People would spend $40,000 to have an 8-week masterclass, and nobody's even know who they are. You don't have a website. You don't have a social media following. If you don't have people following you and then ready to pre-order, which should be some sort of a report or a book, if they're not ready to do that, how would you ever expect them to do an 8-week online course when they don't know you, have no credibility and no build up? So there is a process and a sequence to how to get these things up and running fast, and there's a way to do it very methodically slow. So if you have any questions about how to get this started, we teach a very cool process once a month. It's called the Millionaire Intensive. We're only going to do it 3 more times in 2025, and then we're going to move it to how to build a cash machine, which is exactly this topic. So stay tuned. January 2026, I'll be teaching a 2 to 3 hour course. I'm not sure exactly how long I'm going to go. And it'll be how to build a cash machine. How do you do it fast? How do you do it for wealth building? How to do everything we're talking about in this video. So make sure you keep that in check. But to make sure I have a place mark in your calendar for this, I'm going to give you 2 tickets to our Millionaire Intensive today. Try to join one in the next few months. And that will then turn into how to build a cash machine. And you'll see those emails coming out to you. So make sure you click on the link. Get your tickets today. If you don't use them, we will continue to inform you as we bring the Build Your Cash Machine back to life, which I'm super excited about, because we taught for about 15 to 17 years how to make cash in 3 days. So that's what we're going to talk about. How do you get cash in the door and create a marketplace for yourself? Wealth building businesses, the obvious is get into real estate. Everybody that's really wealthy has their own business and they have their own real estate. And you could do a combination of both. You could do coaching, consulting. I have a client who actually has wrote a kind of proactively lazy book on how to do real estate through some AI technologies she put together. So there's the fast cash part of it, yet using that to go build and acquire more and more real estate and land. So that's a great one. Health, anything in the healthcare structures, any wellness centers. There's more and more alternative healthcare coming to market, just like there's more alternative wealth topics like what I teach coming to market. So anything in those categories are fabulous. Everyone knows that the Ozempic thread, that's for the diabetics, but there's a whole natural, there's peptides, there's all sorts of ways that if you partnered with a PA, a nurse practitioner, a doctor, I mean, getting into that business is extremely, extremely lucrative. The margins are enormous. And then the third wealth building is tech and startups. Tech and any sort of startups in that category, phenomenal. I mean, Angie's List is probably one of the most dominant that was known, started by a woman and then sold out for I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars and still thriving today. Before I continue on and talk about how do you put this together with your life goals into an integrated life, I want you to hear 5 days a week, subscribe to my channel, share it with your kids, your family, and click that notification button. So every day you and your family should be listening to 5, 10, 15 minutes here on the YouTube channel about some topic that you're interested in, some topic you need to know about. And if there's ever a topic you think, oh, this doesn't apply to me, I would actually be in a different curiosity and say, how could it apply to me? Why am I not applying this to my life? Versus shunning things away, invite it in and start looking at things from a different perspective. Your wealth building journey, your business building journey, your cash flow journey, it's up to you. And ladies, you pretty much command the household in a lot of ways. So to put that together in the life goal, number one, get your kids involved. I took my kids all over the world, have them be involved in your business, know what you do. They should be working for the company. They're little tax deductions, by the way. And yeah, you can use them as tax deductions all the way through their life, depending on how they work for you and interact with the companies that then will become a legacy for them. For women specifically, one of the things is your flexibility on how you get to have it all. I don't think you're going to balance it. You're not going to work this many hours and this many hours. It's all going to be balanced. Every day could be different. One day you could have a huge day that your kids have all these activities, and that's the day you're going to spend 100% of your time over there. The next day might be 100% somewhere else. The key to all of this for you women is you got to hire people. And I was on an interview recently and they said, if you had to look back 20 years, what would you tell your future self? And I said, hire faster. Like a lot of you got to get your home help. You don't need to do all the shopping. You don't need to do all the cooking, all the food prep, all the house cleaning. That can all be hired to other people. So you've got to pick the things that are your highest skill set and that can move your life forward the fastest. If you have any questions about this, I'd love to mentor, coach you. Go to askloral.com, ASKLORAL, ask questions, make requests. Also, grab my new version 2 Millionaire Maker book. Go up to chapter 3, ladies and men, all of you, and fill out the gap analysis. Send it into our team. Have a one-on-one conversation about how we can help you get the goals and the life you want immediately. It's a 3 to 5 year plan. Talk soon.